Hello everybody and welcome to TheWinDuck. So in today's video we're gonna finally unbox another interesting Windows 10 2-in-1 device, and namely we're gonna take a closer look at the Asus Transformer Mini T102HA. That's Asus Surface type offering in a more portable form factor with a 10.1 inch screen size. So I'm definitely very much looking forward to checking this device out. So I would say let's dive right in and see you after the intro. So now let's have a look what's inside this beautifully designed box, which already shows some of the great features this device has to offer. For instance, of course, you can already see the kickstand, which we all know and love from the Surface devices. You can also see the included keyboard, as well, of course, as the actual device itself. And there's also one little interesting feature you can already observe here. As you might have noticed, there's no camera on the back, but there is actually an integrated fingerprint scanner located where you would normally expect a camera. So Windows Hello is supported on this Asus Transformer Mini. But now let's open the box and let's turn it around so that you can actually see what's inside the box. And of course on the top we've got the device itself with the keyboard, and we're gonna take a closer look at this in a second. But now let's have a look what else is in the box. But what I already can tell you, here we've got our power adapter sticking to the plastic. What I can already tell you is that this device feels absolutely phenomenally light. It actually weighs only 790 grams with the keyboard attached to it. So that's definitely a great advantage for mobile portability or mobile productivity. As I said here, the power adapter already sticking to the device. Then we've got, of course, our warranty informations in this booklet right here. Once again, some information from our favorite company, and we all love to have this McAfee software on our devices because, yeah, we do. And then here's the manual guide, of course the user guide with all the important informations about the device. Then we've got also our micro USB to USB cable for charging the device, and last but not least something very exciting, the Asus pen with 2 integrated buttons, and a very nicely designed pen, I would say. Looks a bit like the Surface pen, of course, but still has some design elements which set it apart from the Microsoft offering. So definitely very nice to see a pen included in the box for this 10.1 inch device. So there are, of course, still options out there for those who are still waiting for a Surface 4, for a more portable, more lightweight Surface device. And here we've got a device which could actually be just that. So now that we have got rid of the plastic, we've got the Asus Transformer Mini lying in front of us, and we can take a closer look around the device. So in terms of size, you're looking at as I already mentioned, a 10.1 inch screen size in the diagonal, and in terms of actual size of the tablet, you're looking at 259 millimeters times 170 millimeters and a thickness of 8.2 millimeters without the keyboard attached to it. So I would say with the keyboard, you're probably looking at around 10 to 11 millimeters. So overall, a pretty thin device. So now let's have a look at the ports that are available on this device. And I actually have to give Asus a lot of credit because they included quite a lot of ports in this very, very portable device, in this small form factor. So definitely great job in terms of including enough ports. So we've got a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack next to the USB 3.0 port, a full-size USB port, and then we've also got a micro HDMI port, as well as a micro USB port. Then you can already see one of the speakers located on the right side of the device. Here you've got just this hole to open up the kickstand. Then at the bottom of the device, you've got, of course, the connector for the keyboard, and we're gonna take a look at that in a second. Then once again, this hole to open up the kickstand, another speaker here, the volume rocker on the, that's actually the right side of the device. So the volume rocker on the right side of the device, and a very interesting feature here, which we know from the Surface Pro 3, but Microsoft got rid of with the Pro 4, the pen loop. So you can should probably be able to store the pen here, but actually that looks quite narrow here. We've got to check this out in a second. Then of course the power button on the top, and you can see some microphones here, as well as a micro SD card slot, so you can actually expand the internal storage of 128 gigabytes of eMMC storage. Now once again, on the back, this fingerprint scanner for Windows Hello support, and yeah, we can open up the device and maybe quickly get rid of the device itself and have a quick look at the keyboard. So you can see, of course, not really the biggest keyboard on the planet. Your Asus, of course, was limited here in terms of the design with this 10.1 inch screen, but you can see I think you should be able to write pretty comfortably on this keyboard with 1.5 millimeter of key travel, and also there is a touchpad with integrated clickable buttons, which actually feels quite nice. Here, quite nice first impressions. So that's it for the keyboard, and now let me quickly take the device to the center or to the front, into the attention, and let me quickly tell you a bit about the main specifications. So this device once again has a 10.1 inch screen with a resolution of 1280 by 800, so not really the most high-res screen out there. I probably would have wished for a 1080p screen, but we've got to see how this looks when you're actually using the device. Then here on the side you can already see, as I mentioned before, under 800 grams, and that's actually with the keyboard attached to it, so a very portable and light device. And this device is running on the Intel Atom processor of the Cherry Trail family, excuse me. Actually, we've got a Z8350, so Z8350 as CPU in here, and this is supported by 4 GB of DDR3L RAM. So that's it for the main specifications. For the quick look around the device, I'm now going to set it up a bit, and then I'll be back with some further first impressions. So here we've got our Asus Transformer Mini. I haven't set up everything just now, but I did play around with the most important features so that I can talk a bit about my first impressions of those particular aspects. So maybe let's just quickly start off this section of the video by talking about the fingerprint scanner on the back of the device. As I've already mentioned before, the fingerprint scanner on the Asus Transformer Mini is located on the back, where you would normally have your back camera. So I did set up this function, and it's actually quite easily done, and well, also quite quickly done. You just have to go to the settings, then to accounts, to sign in options, and there you'll find the option to add your fingerprint, and you can actually also add various fingerprints, so you can unlock your device with different fingers. So one really nice advantage of a fingerprint scanner compared to, let's say, Windows Hello with facial recognition on the Surface Pro 4 is that you actually don't have to turn on the screen before using Windows Hello to unlock your device. You can just put your finger on the fingerprint scanner, the device turns on and unlocks itself, and this all is done in a very speedy fashion. So it's very quick. Maybe let's just do it again so you can see that this fingerprint scanner works very quickly and very reliably. So I definitely give Asus a lot of credit for putting a Windows Hello fingerprint scanner on this device. I'm not so sure about the position of this scanner. It might be a little bit, well, dislocated in some use case scenarios, but so far I think it's not that bad. It just looks a bit strange if you have to well, put your finger on the fingerprint scanner on the back. Maybe somewhere on the front or even on the keyboard would have been a bit more user-friendly. But nevertheless, it's great to have such a fingerprint scanner supporting Windows Hello. Then moving on to the next very exciting feature, that's of course the Asus Pen. And as you probably already noticed, I've played around with the pen already a bit here using the sticky note feature in Windows 10. And as you can see, I can easily write on the screen using the pen, the Asus Pen, and it actually feels quite nice. As you can see, the the things I wrote here are quite easily to recognize. You can the letters and so on, they are definitely quite clear and so on, but I don't quite believe that the experience is the same as on the Surface Pro 4. I already think that the latency is definitely bigger, and it also doesn't really feel that natural as on a Surface Pro 4, which of course is in a completely different price category, so I don't really expect the same experience on this Asus device. But of course we have to well, check this out in more detail in the coming weeks as we test this device, in order to get a full understanding of how well the pen functions together with the device. But definitely a very nice add-on, and definitely completes the overall 2-in-1 experience. And it's definitely not a bad pen, that I have to say. It's actually quite a good pen, but I don't think it's on the same level as the Surface Pen. So that's it for the pen. Or no, a quick note as well. For me, as a Surface Pro 4 user, the eraser button here is somewhat, well, unusual. I definitely have to get used to it, because normally, or I tend to just want to flip around the pen and then erase like that, which of course on this pen doesn't work. So that's a quick note about the pen. Then well, moving on to another odd thing for a Surface Pro 4 user, and that's the location of the power button. As you might know, the Surface Pro 4 power button is located on the left side of the top, and I always want to press it as well here on the Asus Transformer Mini, but actually the button is located on the right, so that's something I've got to get used to. But of course, if you haven't been using a Surface device for a longer period of time, and when you're using the Asus Transformer Mini for some time, you'll definitely get used to that. That's really not a problem at all. And given the fact that, as I've mentioned before, you can just turn off the screen actually and unlock the device by just putting your finger on the fingerprint scanner, that's really a minor flaw, or well, a minor problem. Then taking a look at the screen, I think you can definitely notice it's not the most high-res screen, as I've mentioned before, but I think for the size it's actually not too bad. Things still look quite crisp, and of course this lower resolution definitely improves battery life, so that's of course also a very nice thing to have. And in terms of brightness, I think you can already see this device can get quite bright indeed. Actually, I think it's about 400 nits of brightness you can get out of this 10.1 inch screen. So that's basically it about the first impressions and unboxing of the Asus Transformer Mini T102HA. I hope you liked this video, and I would definitely very much appreciate you giving me a thumbs up and share this video with your friends if you liked it. And of course, always questions and comments, feedback, remarks, and so on are welcome in the comment section below. And please also let me know if you want to see some more in-depth video about specific features. For instance, I could do a video just dedicated to the pen, so we can talk about in depth about how it works, how it compares to, let's say, the Surface Pen. Or I could also do a dedicated video about the fingerprint scanner. But this, of course, only if you wish to have such coverage, so please let me know in the comments down below and by giving this video a thumbs up. And we're of course gonna be back with a full review in the coming days and weeks. So thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.